5.
There we go.
Then we'll know where to start it.
Exactly.
All
Wow.
right. Well, I think today is going to be all about you.
All about me?
Mm-hmm. Let's
Yeah.
and we'll definitely get into your accident because it's crazy, and you have a video of it, and it's insane. It makes no sense while you're alive. Can we put the video in the
Yeah.
show? Really? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We can
Crazy.
do it
We'll
for sure.
include that later on. But before we jump like straight into the story of how you actually got paralyzed, let's rewind a little farther back. Like, because I only know like limited amounts about you, so it'd be
Hmm.
fun to kind of, for me even, just to get the scoop and like understand you a little bit more before, so we have context when we get to the point
Yeah.
where everything actually happens.
Yeah. I'm
So
down.
to start with, I mean, what was like, if you just had to sum it up, you know, in a feeling, what was like your young, early childhood years?
A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was. That just seemed like it was always just trying to go and do something fun. Always to experience something, to like always hanging out with friends, always being outside. When I was really little, it was always playing with the ball or, skating or surfing. It was always living this active, fun, outgoing lifestyle that I mean, I don't get me wrong, I played video games and stuff, but I never like sat inside all day. I was always outside, always running around. Um, and I would say it was really adventurous. And a lot of uh, people, a lot of hanging around people and doing things with others and being in the community rather than like outside of the community doing my own thing, which in a way it is doing your own thing, but also just involving like friends all the time.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a lot of friends like in your neighborhood?
Growing up, I did. Yeah, we I lived on Beachside in New Smyrna, and it like went from I lived on 27th Street, and it went all the way to 30th Street to like I think the last street was like Sixth. Yeah, I think it was Sixth Street or Sixth Avenue, 27th Avenue and Sixth Avenue. So in between there, and it was all just streets with houses on them, and all of us lived all throughout there. And then there was the like shopping center, Publix and stuff, and then like Flagler Avenue, like the party scene. And in between the party scene and like the shopping mall, there were more streets. Those all had names like Cooper Avenue, Yupon Avenue, all of those, and we had friends that lived back there on
Yeah.
those streets, and then we'd all meet together and we'd all play like manhunt and we'd run around, and it was very like easy living, and we would be biking on our bikes everywhere. Uh,
What a sick place to grow up. New Smyrna is
it,
pretty
it was it was
like
it
that.
was really fun.
That's definitely a lottery ticket in and of itself. I mean, I won a lottery ticket too with where I grew up in Idaho, but I mean, New Smyrna is just beautiful. That would be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot more to do in Idaho than there is to do in New Smyrna, but there was a lot to do for like as little kids. I mean, you have no responsibilities really. You just have to go to school and be good, and then you get to come home. As long as you do your homework, you get to go skate. You get to ride your bike. I mean, I remember one year, me and one of my best friends at the time, me and him, we were running around on our bikes, and we had like all these firecrackers in our backpack, and we would go to our friends' houses and we would throw. I remember one time we threw firecrackers in the yard, and all of the girls were like in the pool house, and all of the firecrackers went off, and you just hear all these girls screaming, and we're all just like me and him were like behind the fence, and we're all like giggling, and then we still hear like crackling noises, and we look over, and the whole like the grass was all on fire. And like because it was all dead grass, and we didn't know. We just threw the fireworks, and we were like all laughing. And yeah, sure enough, it was all on fire. And I just remember he just jumped over and just started patting it all down, and the girls ran out, and we're just like, it was so we. That's kind of it was a lot of like getting into mischievous things, but like being responsible at the same time.
Having a bunch of friends in your neighborhood that you get to play with was literally the best thing about childhood. It actually, I feel like an old person saying it because that's what old people said when I was little about
Yeah,
us not going outside. But I mean, we went outside
yeah,
far more than what's happening now. It's so
one
sad. I've
hundred
never seen
percent.
kids playing in my neighborhood ever. I'm not once. I've lived here for a
Really?
year. I've seen like a couple kids ride their bikes by, but not like kids playing in groups or anything.
Right, right. Yeah, every time I do see kids run it playing outside, I it makes my like heart like warm and happy because I'm like, oh, kids still do play outside and they still go and do they do run around on their bikes and whatnot. But it is seldom that I see that.
Yeah. What was your friend group like during like that transitionary period? Like, did you go through a major change of some sort when you were like 11, 12, or 13, like transferring into being a teenager? Did you go through like a really rebellious stage at that point? No,
I wouldn't say rebellious, but isn't that like that's when right when you get into like sixth grade, right? Like
yeah, like
going
six
into
or I mean, did you join a scene ever? Like, did you fall
no,
into
I
like
never.
a
I was never
specific
part of.
group?
No, I was part of every group.
Yeah.
I had like friends in every group. I did. That was like the one thing that I never. I don't think I ever had in school was one singular group that I was a part of because I was friends with like all the people. Because I was an athlete, but then at the same time I was a scholar, and then at the same time I was like the kid that didn't give a fuck and always did whatever I wanted to do in the way of I would always dress up for Spirit Week because I didn't care what people thought about me, and I would dress up as the most obnoxious of things, and but at the same time within sports you also have different groups. So I played a lot of basketball, so I was part of like all of the people in the basketball scene, I guess. And then I was also the school mascot, so I was also good friends with the cheerleaders.
What kind of mascot was
A
it?
barracuda.
Really? That's fucking
Yeah, a
awesome.
massive barracuda. Yeah, yeah. I loved being a mascot. It was so much fun. And we had a cuda buddy because you can't see out of the mascot suit, so you'd have to like hold the cuda buddy, which was just somebody in a morph suit. But I would get so stoned before football games that I'd always run away from like my cuda buddy, and I'd be like, just leave me alone. Let me go do what I want to go do, because I could make out what I could see kind of, and I wasn't like that spatially unaware of what was around me, so it wasn't too hard. But I would be running around with the cheerleaders on the field and whatnot, and it was such a fun time. I had so much fun. I remember one year there was I think we were playing the Trojan Knights, and I just remember, and their mascot is a knight, and so it's like me in this like obnoxious barracuda costume, and it's like not even a cool looking barracuda, it's like a cartoon looking barracuda. And I remember it was like all of the cheerleaders got onto the track field. I think it was during halftime. It was something, but they formed like two circles, and it was like a dance party circle. And so the cheerleaders were dancing against each other, and then they were like, you gotta go in and dance. And then it's me against the Trojan Knight dancing, and there was like this huge dance off. And I'm like so stoned the entire time.
You being the barracuda at your school makes me love you so much more. That's fucking dope.
I have so many pictures and stuff, and I loved it. We had so much fun. So that's kind of like how high school was. I didn't have a set group of friends. I really enjoyed hanging out with a lot of people, and I still talk to a lot of the people in high school, which is rare. I feel like because we grew up from elementary school all the way into high school, and I still see some of my friends that I grew up as a little kid with.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
awesome.
like and that's like I saw something the other day on the internet, and it's special to have those kinds of friends because the thing that I had seen had said those people saw you before the world took you.
Yeah,
And like
that's
that
real,
makes
isn't it?
yeah, and I just got goosebumps because it's true. Like they got to experience you in a way that other people that you now meet never got to experience you, and I think that's
That makes me miss my day ones so much.
yeah, I know, right? It brings like a nice warm feeling. Now when I like see the people that I grew up with, I look at it a lot different. Like, huh, you saw me at like where people that I meet now will never ever get to see me, and it does makes it more special.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it is really cool.
Well, what did like during that time? What did you like? What do you want to be? What did you think the future held for you? Like, what was your?
I had
Did you have a vision or plans at that time, or you just kind of carefree?
I had a actually. It's funny that you're asking that because I had a really hard time figuring out what I wanted to be when I was a little kid. I remember being in fourth grade, and you had to like write down like all the things that like what you wanted to be, and I just remember not knowing what to write down, and I remember just writing down photographer because I had no idea. I didn't want to be that, but that's just what I wrote but
Yeah.
I had no idea what I wanted to be, and it was like that for a really really long time, and to be honest, it's still like that.
Yeah.
But society comes in and molds these expectations around you of like what you think you should be doing, or then you compare yourself to like what other people are doing, and then you run into the rat race and trying to keep up with everybody, and it's kind of soul depleting in a way.
Hmm. Yeah, I always just wanted to be in the wild.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be in the like anywhere wild. I just want to be outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I love being outside and doing things out there, but people don't really expose like jobs that are creative or outside of the realm or the societal norm of what you could be. It is just like, okay, what's practical?
Hmm.
And that kind of takes away the art of being a kid and the creativity that comes with the imagination that you have and XYZ. At least that's how I felt. Like, now that I look back, that's how I felt, because it was very reality based. Like, what's realistic?
Hmm. If you went back there, knowing like what you know now, what direction? Like, what do you think? Like knowing 50% of what you know now, not knowing that you would get paralyzed and stuff, just the knowledge that anything's possible. Like, if you could go back to that child like you, like, did you have something that really spoke? Like, myself personally, like, if I could, like, my ultimate expression of myself would have been like the yoink guy, just going out in the wild and yoink, like catching wild animals. Like, if
I
I'd
love
followed
that.
my true self, I would have just been out in the wild, capturing weird animals, like living in places, doing survival stuff. Like, that's what I should be doing. That's what I should have. That was my destiny. I just didn't know how to make it work in the world. Like, I didn't. I wanted to be part of the world too. So, like, is there anything like that for you, where you just look back and you're like,
Yeah, fitness.
fitness? Yeah.
Yeah. Like, if I knew half of what I knew now and I could go back to my high school self, I would have told them, let pursue fitness.
Yeah. That's
I,
awesome.
that's what I would have. And I remember my sister asking me, well, because in pharmacy school, I was very much like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, what am I going to do if I hate it? I remember sitting with my dad and Chick-fil-A, like right before graduation. I think it was a year before graduation. I'm like, but Dad, what if I hate what I do? And because he does what he loves to do, which is restore old antique British cars, and he's at work and he loves doing what he does, and he had said, he's like, well, at least he's like, just get it done, and if you don't like it, then you can always go do something else, but at least you have that in like your back pocket. And I was like, okay, fine. But my sister had asked me, she's like, well, like, what would you want to go and do? And at that point in time, this was in pharmacy school, I remember saying, like, I would probably have gone out to California and I would have like really pursued like being a fitness influence in that field,
Yeah.
becoming like either a model or really trying to just put yourself in that position, no
Yeah.
matter how
Just work
stupid
out
it
all the
was.
time, film it, talk about it,
Yeah,
and share it with people.
yeah, yeah,
It'd be super fun.
yeah. So
We
now,
didn't we didn't know or understand like
yeah,
all of the possibilities that were going to come from that. You were just going to be able to film anything you loved doing, and then it was just going to somehow
yeah,
make you
make
money
something. Yeah,
and make
be
you money, make
something.
you something, give your community, collect all the people that are most like you, as long as you're being true to yourself with what you're doing. And like, I just had a perpetual thought like that it was too late to start. For a while I thought that, I was like, the market's saturated, which is like the dumbest.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is the dumbest thing to think that, because yeah, maybe there are a bunch of people in that field. I saw something the other day, and it had said that it's only saturated. Does it sound like it's echoing?
um I don't
Okay.
know.
Oh, anyways, I had seen something the other day, and it was it might look like it's saturated to you because of who you follow and your the feed that gets sent to you, but it's not saturated to other people. And the way that I've worked around that is essentially people everybody has their own expression of themselves, and the way that you express yourself hits a different target of people versus the way I express myself. And so even if we were in the same niche, like say we were both fitness influencers, how you express yourself hits a total different audience than the way that I express myself. And I think that uh, that highlights everybody's own individual expression, because again, nobody is the same. And like realizing that and seeing that, you if in the case that you weren't going to express yourself, then the people that are meant to hear your message will never ever get to hear it.
Yeah, it's the most powerful algorithms in the world, trying to just connect you with the people that are most like you. Is it echoing weird?
Yeah, it is echoing.
I wonder what that means.
I don't know.
I think I think we can probably fix it in post if there's anything wrong with it.
Do you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
We have no choice because I don't know what. I mean, what can we do? What I have no idea what we would even adjust. My audio technical skills are zero. Low.
It went to the your home screen thingy, so I can't see
Yeah.
what it's doing.
Well,
Whatever.
we'll check it out when you
Yeah.
get out, and
Yeah.
we'll see if we can make adjustments.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyways, yeah, they there's all. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're just in your group. It doesn't matter whether 10 people follow you or 50,000. If they've connected, like if you're connecting with people that you love and enjoy the same things you do, then it's just such a huge win.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so you're how old when you go to pharmacy school?
I was my first day of pharmacy school. That was my 21st birthday.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what a way
and
to
I-
celebrate your 21st.
Yeah.
There's an ant on you.
Oh, what the heck?
Yep, there's a few of them. They came in on a towel or something.
Yeah, they must have. Hopefully they don't bite us. Yeah, so my 21st birthday was the first day of pharmacy school. I remember we had to like all introduce ourselves, and I was so hungover. And I remember standing up, and I was like, "My name is Elena Brandner, and today's my 21st birthday." And I just sat down. And everyone just started was laughing, and that was my first impression in pharmacy school. And it maintained that impression all throughout it.
Did you party hard in pharmacy
Yeah.
school?
So hard. Yeah.
Was it just a pharmacy school? Like the whole school? Like was the whole school dedicated to a pharmacy?
Yeah.
It
So
was all people who were going to be becoming pharmacists.
yeah.
That's wild.
So it was a satellite campus, so into the University of Florida. Go Gators. And we had 3 campuses. So we had Gainesville campus, which is the main campus where there's everybody that goes there, of all different kinds of whatever they decide to be in, what all kinds of professions is what I'm trying to say. And then there was Jacksonville campus at Shands, and then in Lake Nona in Orlando there was just it was a research building with literally 1/4 of the building was dedicated to being a pharmacy for the pharmacy students. We didn't have a library, we didn't have a lot of things, but
How long does pharmacy school take?
4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you went through all 4 years?
So it's 3 years of being in class and doing stuff. It was mostly online stuff, and then the last year is clinicals.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then where did you think life was going next? Like working in a Publix pharmacy type thing, or was there other I don't know what else pharmacists do. Do you go to drug companies and work inside
You can do a
drug
lot of
companies
stuff.
and research?
Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. There's hospital pharmacists that specialize, so you could do a residency after graduation. So you do a general residency, and then if you want to specialize, meaning go to a particular floor, then you can do a second year residency and specialize in that particular field. So if you wanted to be working in oncology, then you could do a general residency, and then your second year you would go into an oncology residency, and then you would have a better chance of working in oncology when you graduate, like when you're done with residency. So there was that. There's that side of it, and then there's a retail pharmacy where you could be like in a Walmart or a
What did you
Walgreens or
think? What
Publix.
direction were you gonna go?
Originally, I was going to be go into retail, but then when I got more into school, I realized how much I hated retail and how awful it is. Just with being inside with no windows and in front of a computer all day, I'm like, there's no way I can do this. So I really struggled a lot in pharmacy school, actually, because it wasn't aligned with the kind of person that I knew I was. I liked being outside, I liked moving my body, and I liked like working with my hands and doing a lot. Uh, but then as I progressed into pharmacy school, I realized that I kind of really liked working with people with substance use disorder. For whatever reason, that really resonated with me. And I ended up going to a conference out in Salt Lake City. It was a substance use disorder conference. And it was a 5 day conference, which was nothing but pharmacists and pharmacy students. And it was pharmacists like in active recovery who have gone through all kinds of, I mean, some of them have gone through some really crazy things. Some of them lost their licenses, some of them kept their licenses somehow miraculously through their whole entire like wild journey. I met a guy that and had got, he was so deep into like all of the opioids and stuff that he was getting opioid shipments from like the Taliban, like all of these, yeah, all of these crazy
It's
things.
as deep as it gets. Yeah.
It was wild. And but we learned like the whole 12-step program, and it made me really like, and it made me really see a side of people and setbacks that I never had seen before.
Were you
Really,
affected by like substance abuse when you were younger?
um, a little bit, but not, not really like full, like not my parents or anything, but people that I knew, they were affected, and in not in turn affecting me, but I just saw like how things happen in their lives and stuff like that.
Yeah.
um and it and then when they got out of it, it was like, whoa, like you're good, and it was really
Yeah.
cool to see, like to be able to like be a part of that. And like, yeah, granted, you hit rock bottom and shit gets really awful, but at the same time, on the other side of that, there's like this super high that you maybe would never have seen had you not reached that rock bottom, right?
Yeah, so even in pharmacy school, you were like graduating to your true calling of like helping people and wanting to build them up.
Yeah.
Because that seems like what you really like doing and talking about and thinking about is like
Yeah, I really liked
help.
I liked doing that even in school. I remember doing a project in school because I was going through a really hard time, and there was nobody to go to though. And I remember we had to do a project, and actually I still have it on my phone. I just saw it the other day, but it was, I opened the line with a question that made almost the whole entire class cry, because it really highlighted how we didn't have somebody to go to when we were going through a hard time, like to talk to, like a mentorship basically. And so I wanted to start like a mentorship program, like with just like my cohort, where we meet up like for 10 minutes, and we just 10-20 minutes, and we do an anonymous box where people put in what they're going through. And then I find a TED talk, we go into a room, we throw the TED talk on, and then we ask questions afterwards and make an open discussion, basically creating a space where people feel comfortable enough to be vulnerable and share their struggles. That was my whole entire project of what I wanted to bring in and whatnot to the table. And but then of course, people are like, well, you're not licensed to do that or ask the right questions. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. Like, you don't have to, like, you just have to know how to talk to another person.
Just
But
you're not licensed to like just love someone and listen to them. That's crazy.
yeah, I'm not gonna like offer like like any kind of like advice, but if they're willing to like hear a different perspective, then that's what we're here for. Anyways, so yeah, in a way, I 100% liked already helping people get from point A to point B, maybe point A to point C, and help them work through point B
Yeah.
in that kind of way. And so with the substance use stuff, I realized that after people are done in sober living and through with their 12-step program.
Oh, that's oh the alarm.
The alarm.
All right. So
Sober living.
sober living, 12-step program. Oh
Hey,
yeah,
there we
nailed
go.
it. All right. You were talking about sober living, 12-step, and your affinity for it and like what attracted to you, I think.
Yeah. So I realized that after sober living and going through the whole 12-step program, that there wasn't anybody
Did you
for.
go through the 12-step
No,
program? Okay.
no, I learned about it at this substance use conference.
Okay.
But I realized, learning about it and seeing, learning and then seeing all these people in 12 step at this conference, that there was a really major disconnect of people, like nobody to follow up to post sober living.
Mm-hmm.
And so the idea was I wanted to create a clinic to bridge that gap. And so that was like my initial plan. And that's how my Instagram handle that I have now, Flow State Recovery, came about. I made that handle way back in 2020.
Oh, really? Like
Yeah.
before you ever got hurt?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, super crazy. I made it back in 2020 because I was like, okay, I needed to get this to start building, the brand behind it. So I got it back then and I didn't do anything with it. And I took, so I called it Flow State _recovery. There was an album that I really liked
That's so
by an
weird.
artist. Yeah, by an artist, and it was called Flow State, but I took the W out because I'm like, oh, I'm a Florida girl, so it'd be cool if it was just like FLO State recovery, because the idea was that I saw the commonality of people in addiction come out of flow, like their own flow state. Like they lost who they were. They didn't know how to, they used the substance to cover up, whatever was going on, and essentially out of flow state. And the idea behind flow state recovery was, you come to a clinic and I help you recover back into flow state. And then when I was in pharmacy school, I realized that it might not necessarily be just people with addiction that are out of flow state, i.e. I was out of flow state doing something I didn't really want to do, but I was doing it anyways. And then I realized, like, well, maybe it can just be for, any kind of clinic. And then, ketamine clinics are starting to come up and stuff. So then the goal was, after graduation, I written on my board, become a life coach, and then become a life coach and open up a ketamine clinic. And within the ketamine clinic, I would offer life coaching along the way so that they would have somebody to also, like, I would, do the ketamine drips and, help them go through like the therapy behind it, but at the same time, give them a coach that could also help them through whatever it is that they're going through, so that it was more of a holistic approach versus just going to ketamine treatment, doing the IV, and going home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta like, you need people, like if you really wanted to get something out of ketamine, because I used ketamine a lot and I had tremendous positive effects, but it was like kind of a waste in a sense of like, I didn't reintegrate it. Like I didn't reintegrate what I learned back into like a system or a belief system or like a practical thing that I like into action. So like I would take little bits out from it each time, but that would be cool. That would be so sick. I would love to do that. I would love to go. Like, would you have? So you would have like proper licensed anesthesiologist administering ketamine or something, and then like
we just need a nurse, because
really, nurses can just give. I guess.
Yeah, you can nurses can administer. Like pharmacists can't administer.
Yeah, but who's prescribing it?
So then I'd have to find a doctor.
So a doctor. Like
I would work under a doctor, and then
okay.
I would be mixing the drug bags, and then I would give it to a nurse, and then the nurse would then drop the IV in and give it to the patient, and then, I guess I could have therapy counselors and stuff. But I mean, I think a loophole could be that you could be a coach, and then you could also talk, and really you sign a waiver and
And that's all. The right people come to you, and some get tremendous benefit, and it doesn't work for others.
Yeah,
I would benefit tremendously from that. That would help me. Like that would help me so much in life if the film was doing that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that was
wild.
The plan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So that was like the plan, post graduation, and then I graduated in May of 2021, and I took time off. I was really burnt out. I really enjoyed bartending. I was bartending all throughout pharmacy school. I was in Orlando all week, and then I would drive all the way home to New Smyrna and bartend on the weekend. I picked up 2 bartending jobs at one point, so I was bartending during the day, and then I'd go walk over and bartend all night, and then I would repeat until, Monday morning, drive back to Orlando, and then busy school week and repeat over and over and over again.
That's crazy.
It was so fun. I
Yeah.
loved it. I would go back in a heartbeat to relive it because we just had so much fun. And then finally I decided, like, November of 21 to schedule boards, which was February of 22. And I was studying, so again, working. I wasn't working 2 jobs at this point. I was still only working the one at Tate and O'Brien's, the Irish pub, which is like my bread and butter. And so I'd study all day and then go work all night. Study all day, go work all night. And
What's your mindset like at this time? Are you happy? Are you sad?
I was grinding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like happy or sad. It was more, I got to do what I have to do, and whatever it takes, like, I'm willing to do it. And
Mhm.
that's what I did. And I took the law exam the first week of February, so February 4th, which it's the law exam, and then you have like the national licensing exam, which is the NAPLEX, and that was scheduled for February 11th. And so February 4th, which was a Friday, took the law exam, then worked all weekend, and the following weekend, so right after I was going to take my board exam, we had booked a private flight to the Bahamas to go on a fishing trip to celebrate me being done and, like, passing and stuff, and then also one of my friend's birthdays. And Monday morning I had a doctor's appointment, and it was 9:30 in the morning, and driving on 95 going northbound, and that morning is when everything changed, February 7th.
You tell the story of what happened.
Yeah. So yeah, I left. So I was in a relationship at that time with my boyfriend at the time, and he had stayed over the night before, and it was my niece's birthday, and so I was with my whole entire family the night before. And that weekend I was with all of the people, like, really close people. It was really crazy. Like, I was with a bunch of my really close friends. I like by chance happened to see them, and then Monday morning rolls around and I'm getting ready to leave, and my ex, he had said, like, you want me to go with you? I was like, no, like, you don't have to go with me. I'll be back in like a couple hours, and I'll see you then. And then he had said 3 things to me. I can't remember what one of the things was, but one of them was I love you, and then the second one was wear your seatbelt. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, I always wear my seatbelt on the highway. And so I left, and I remember pulling out of the driveway that morning, and then I woke up in the hospital.
Really? Like,
I don't remember any of the accident.
Even before that, like right before that, you don't remember that happening?
I don't remember that happening.
Oh, you don't even remember flying out or anything?
Nothing. So then the only reason I can even give a story to tell was because my ex had found a video. Somebody had come forward with the video on a dash cam, and he was able to recover it or get it somehow. And because somebody was driving southbound on the highway with the dash cam, and recorded the whole thing. And eventually, like 3 weeks into the hospital, I finally, after asking my father how bad it was, and he looked at me and he is like, I thought I was gonna lose you. I'm like, whoa, I really need to see it because I have no idea what happened. I watched it, and so the inference I can make from it is I was behind a semi, and normally I don't like driving behind them, and so I was going around it. And as I went around it, I started trailing behind an SUV, and I drove a lifted 2-door Jeep, but I still couldn't see in front of the SUV. And the SUV swerved last minute, like right in front of the semi, because there was a stopped vehicle in the fast lane on this major highway, and I had no time to respond. And in doing so, I also tried merging into the right lane to not hit it, but I ended up clipping the back of it. I shouldn't say clip it. I like rammed right into the back of it, and that brought my Jeep up into the middle lane, and the car that I hit spun out into the median, but I elevated because we were probably going like 75 miles an hour. And as I elevated into the middle lane, the semi that I was going around happened to be there, and hit my undercarriage. And as I landed on my side, my hard top popped off, and then I got ejected out. But as I watched the video, it kind of honestly looked like I was getting pulled out, because I didn't like fly out. I just like,
I couldn't fucking believe it when I saw that video, and I was like, how did you live and like only get as injured as you did? Like, you got fucked up, but like,
yeah,
it doesn't make any sense. Like, that was fucking crazy. And were we able to show the video?
Yeah.
So
we'll show it. Yeah.
They'll probably just saw it.
Yeah.
Whoever's listening. So
yeah.
yeah, that's wild. I don't know. I don't understand how you don't remember it. Like,
yeah, I
even
don't.
flying out or something, just like going down the highway, none of it.
None of it.
Gone.
None of it. I've tried I drive past the spot all the time. I've tried recollecting memory, and I have nothing.
Okay, so you pull out of the driveway. What's the first thing that happens that you remember really well now? Like, the first in the hospital or whatever.
The first memory that I have in the hospital. Well, let's go back real quick to the accident. So 2 guys had stopped, like when they saw it happen. One of them's named Manny and the other one's Mike, and Mike was a retired firefighter from Brooklyn, and they came over. This is me reading Facebook posts and like being able to talk to Manny and stuff like
really?
that.
That's wild. That's cool.
Like later on, because I wouldn't have known. But Mike is actually the one that kept me conscious the entire time by talking to me. So I never lost consciousness. And then the paramedic that showed up was one of my friend's moms. And so I was able to then take her out to lunch and, get her side of the story and stuff. And when she pulled up, she had thought that I was a fatality coming up, and she came over and checked my pulse, and then I just started talking to her, and she was like, oh, she's like, fuck. Like, freaked her out. And
so you were talking?
Yeah, I was like fully
conscious.
Yeah, I was fully conscious. I had like concussion, but and I was confused, but then I would like come back to it, and then I was confused, and then she said I was really stubborn and wanted to do my own thing. But
were
then
you moving, rolling around? Were you
no, I was
ground?
just laying on the ground, and then she had said the first thing that came out of my mouth was that I couldn't feel my legs, and which that like blew my mind. Out of everything I could say, like that was the first thing that I said, and she said that they got me into the ambulance, and again, like I didn't like fight back or anything, but when I wasn't with it, I was just confused, and like my arm was like snapped in half, she said, and that I was trying to move it all the time, and that I couldn't, and I was getting annoyed that I couldn't because she wasn't letting me, like things like that is what she was saying. And then when she dropped me off to the nurse, who was actually that same friend's girlfriend at the time, she said that the look that the paramedic gave her was one that she hadn't seen before, meaning like it was really, really bad, and that they ended up medically intubating me when I was in the hospital. And so from there, I was in a coma for 6 days. I didn't even know, like all this time passes. And
they put you into a coma? Like
yeah.
They induced a coma?
Yeah. And they...
Why did they do that? Just to let
so
you
that yeah, so that I could
your
heal.
brain?
I think I think so that I wouldn't do more damage as far as like trying to move around and stuff. And
wow.
Yeah. And then the next day I had a 6-hour back surgery.
Do you remember the coma?
No, I didn't have like any near-death experience or like some like where I went into like some fantasy world. None of that. I literally thought I was in a bad dream. Like I thought I was sleeping, but literally a whole week had passed.
That's
people's
so
lives.
Weird. Oh my.
Yeah, and people's lives are going on, and I'm just withering in a fucking coma.
That's so weird.
And everybody's like all disheveled and distraught and like not knowing like if I'm like all mentally there and all of these things. Like I can't even imagine what my family and my loved ones and like the people that were closest to me were going through. And so my first memory was when they were taking me on and off sedation, they had I just remember opening my eyes, and I remember seeing like this tube coming out of my mouth, and I remember I was like restrained down, and I saw my dad at the end of my bed, and he kind of was just had like his hands in his lap and his head down, and I don't know if he like felt that I was like opening my eyes, but he looked over and he was like he's like, you were in a really bad car accident. And all I could think was, oh my God, I'm in a really bad dream right now, and there's no way that this is real, because I had tubes coming out of my mouth. It was like those scenes from, in movies or reality shows where like the person like wakes up and it's like all like bright lights are everywhere and it's like all white and you don't know what's going on, but you kind of do, but you don't. That's what it was.
Oh
That's
my
what it. That's
gosh.
what it. Literally, that's exactly what it is. And so then I thought, okay, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna wake up next to my dogs, and at the time Adam, and this is all gonna go away. And no, it didn't all go away. The next time I woke up was on the way to extubation, and so extubation is when they take the tube out of your mouth and get you back to not being in a coma. And I remember getting like wheeled there and like just really confused, because again, didn't know what was happening, didn't know how I was here, still thinking I'm in a bad dream. And then I was waiting there and waiting there and waiting there, and it was taking them for fucking ever to go and actually extubate me. And then I remember them coming back and saying, oh yeah, it's not going to be for another X amount of hours. And I just remember like tightening up like super hard, and my eyes got like bug-eyed, and I had all this anxiety rush over me. And I remember thinking, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Like, why am I in here? And then I ended up going back to they ended up sedating me again. And then the next time I woke up was to my ex asking me, like, do you remember who I am? Do you know what my
Holy
name
shit.
is?
Because they had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, whether you were okay or
Yeah.
not.
And the whole
What
entire
a fucking
time.
horrible 6 days.
Yeah, I know. And the entire time I thought I was, again, in a bad dream, right? And so I'm thinking, like, is he fucking with me right now? Because why is he asking me these stupid fucking questions? And I literally, like, as he's asking these questions, I didn't even open my eyes, and all I responded back was, "Don't be fucking annoying." And then he's like, "Oh, okay, she's good." Like, we're good.
That must have been because I just had to wait 12 hours to figure out that Kelsey was alive and okay.
Wild.
Maybe 20, like 12 or 18 hours, and it was like the worst hours of my entire life.
Yeah.
So your family had to be freaking the fuck out.
Yeah, they definitely.
Oh my gosh,
they definitely
so
weren't. They didn't know. They didn't know what was going to. They didn't know what was going to happen. So yeah, then it was. The hospital was a big blur for me. It wasn't. I mean, I had all kinds of friends visit. I'm so grateful for everybody that was there. Thankfully, my sister and one of my other really good friends, Courtney, they were my advocates for me, and they were really able to make sure that therapy or the right things were getting implemented so that my recovery was going really well.
If you don't have advocates, you're completely fucked.
Oh, 100%.
You can't advocate for yourself.
No.
Like, the only reason I was okay is because my mom just went relentlessly to bat for me. I mean,
Thankfully,
my
you had that
Kelsey
too.
went relentlessly to bat for me. I had friends around, and so many of the doctors went to bat for me with the insurance companies and with the whatever. And then, like, it takes an army to heal.
A village.
Yeah,
100%.
it really does.
Because
So,
the system's not here to make you better.
man, there were some people in like long-term rehab that were just there alone with no one like really visiting, or they just visited a couple times. Like, my parents fucking lived there. My dad he had to work, so he took like 50 flights back and forth in 3 months. And like, my mom just stayed the whole time, got an apartment right near Craig. I think Craig gave her an apartment. Like, Craig Hospital is
amazing.
It's the sickest thing in the world.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I had my sister stayed with me, my ex stayed with me, my friends stayed with me. Everybody was on like a little rotation. Like, sometimes somebody would be there longer than the other, but I always had somebody there, which was a blessing. I mean, I'm so grateful for all of them. I mean, there's a lot of people that did a lot of sacrificing for me during that time.
Me too.
And they have a special place in my heart because of it.
Yeah, it's literally what drives me when nothing else will. Like, when I'm completely depleted, I'm like, I can't give up and like just spit in the face of all the
Yeah.
things that people did for me. All the belief in me, all the kind words, all the visiting, people raising money, my aunts, uncles,
Yeah, it's
everyone, my
amazing.
cousins, friends, just everyone came together and really, made me know that I was loved and cared for and looked after.
Yeah. Oh, it's so
Without that,
nice.
I mean,
Yeah. Ugh, I can't even imagine. I couldn't imagine. Like, you know, the God puts those certain people in our lives to help us through the challenging times, and those people definitely showed up.
when did it set in? Like, when did it set in? Like, this is not a dream. This is
I think 3 weeks in the hospital.
3 weeks.
Yeah, like yeah, because I was so doped up. I mean, I was on morphine. I was like in so much pain.
I think you're like downplaying your head injuries so much. Like you had to get.
I only had a concussion.
Whoa, who said that? We need to relook at like some MRIs or something that were taken. How can you like?
Yeah, I
Were
only
you just
had
in
a.
shock then? Like was it
I
just?
must have been.
Was it just like
Yeah.
kind of like such a such a change in reality? You were asleep for 6 days and woke up and it was just like hard for your brain to
I
comprehend.
think so. It took a really long time for me to accept what was or
Yeah.
what is. I think it still is hard.
Hmm.
And it didn't say like I didn't realize I mean everybody told like everybody had been expressing to me that I am paralyzed and XYZ, but I legitimately do not remember anybody telling me that. And then I took an Asia test with one of the doctors, and I thought I was killing it with like all of the pinpricks and stuff. And for those that don't know what a Asia test is, it's essentially it's a sequence of being asked questions, and it tests the two pathways that we have, which are motor pathways and sensory pathways in our body. And for a sensory pathway, they use either a cotton swab or a needle prick on certain dermatomes, and dermatomes are the areas of your vertebrae that are covered by the vertebrae. So like L1 has a certain vertebrae, L1 has a certain area in your body that it's responsible for, L2 has a certain area, and so on and so forth. And so depending on if you can feel what they are doing, they can then decide what level you are. And then when testing the motor pathway, they ask also a series of questions in regards to if you can, move. Like for me, they had asked if I can bring my knee to my chest, and I couldn't. And at that point in time, that's when doom came over me, and I'm like, oh my god, this isn't just. I'm not just hurt. Like I'm hurt.
Did they put their finger in your butthole?
Yeah. Yeah, they did. That was horrible too.
I couldn't feel it.
I think I could. I can't
It's
remember.
way worse.
Yeah.
They did it
Yeah, it is way worse.
They kept doing that. They kept doing a test on me, and I was like, I know for sure that like I'm just completely fucking paralyzed, guys. Like it's for sure. There's no like
Yeah.
I'm not negative or pessimistic or anything, but like the Asia test is a pretty sensitive test.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I
don't know actually if they got to that point. Like I just remember them doing that for me to use the restroom and stuff. But as far as but the Asia test, I think we just got to like the knee to the chest. That's all I remember at least. Which at that point in time, so that was 3 weeks post. I was Asia B, T12, I think, something like that. And so yeah, there's 4 categories: Asia A, B, C, and D.
T12.
Yeah.
I thought you said you were L something.
Yeah, but at that point in time, how they differentiate, like it was based off of the dermatome that I was feeling.
Oh, okay.
They targeted it as T12.
Oh wow, interesting.
Yeah, and now I think I'm like Asia C or D, L5 or something like that, based off.
Whoa, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it was. It took a long time. It took a long time. How long did it take for you? I mean, you remember all of yours, so yours is probably. I remember you telling me you were like, you thought you were cut in half. So.
Yeah, I knew I was paralyzed. Like I figured out that I was paralyzed before they even got me out of the car.
Yeah.
I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I have a spinal cord injury.
Yeah.
Clearly, some organs are fucked up. Hopefully, I don't die.
Yeah.
And But I knew, yeah,
I can't
that's,
imagine even remembering all of it. So
yeah, it's, I can't imagine not. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when you fully accept it, like, what are you thinking? Are you optimistic? Are you like, are you angry at God? Are you angry at the world? Are you scared? I mean, obviously it's a mixture of things, but like,
Yeah.
were you like,
I wasn't angry at God because I remember one of my girlfriends asking me in rehab, like, are you angry? And I just remember looking at her and saying, no, because I'm alive and I shouldn't be alive based off of what I saw. And how can I be upset at the fact that, like, I still get to laugh with my friends and I still get to, things aren't, at that point in time, it was already in my head, like, things aren't going to be easy. Not to say that they're ever not going to be the same, but I was still laughing with my friends. I was still seeing my parents. I was still seeing, my siblings and my, like, all of my best friends and, all of these things. So it was really hard for me to have anger towards God. I was terrified though. I asked every single therapist that, came in to, help me out, every OT, every PT. And I remember specifically asking, again, we take all kinds of meds and stuff, but I had asked every single one of them, what are my chances of walking out of here? And, I had, they always would beat around the bush and never like give me a direct answer. And then one of my OTs, maybe it was a PT, I can't remember, but he brought out like an iPad and he showed me all of my injuries on the iPad, and he had said, he's like, well, thankfully all of your fractures aside from like your burst fracture were all in the spinous processes, and so it healing is going to look a lot different for you versus somebody whose fractures are more internally. And so that kind of gave me a lot of encouragement as far as how recovery is going to be. But for a really long time, I mean, I don't think I realized that they said I wasn't ever going to walk again until my ex in rehab was pacing back and forth one time and like came out of his mouth, he's like, they said that you were never going to walk again. And I was like, what? Like, that's what they said. And he was like, yeah, like that's what they said. And I'm like, what? and so then after that, I just didn't accept it. I didn't accept that was going to be my fate. And I think that was the day that I moved my toe for the first time, and then it kind of just slowly progressed from there by the grace of God.
that's so crazy.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
it's wild. Even now, I still can't believe
you literally, your legs could not move at all.
No.
Nothing.
I would try every single day.
Yeah.
And then the day that 3 of my girlfriends were like visited me, I again tried, and all of a sudden I like looked, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, is it moving? And I mean, the slightest movement. I mean, we're talking like half a centimeter, like a millimeter. And yeah, sure enough, it did. It moved. My left toes, like, it was like the tiniest little bit. And then it slowly, gradually increased more and more after that.
So cool.
Crazy. So crazy.
So Kill Bill?
Yeah.
Is that the movie?
Yeah, yeah.
If only it happened that fast.
I know. But into what like,
Just do whatever the fuck we want.
okay. Well, so I keep seeing people online talking, like paralyzed people, that talk about how they fucking hate when people ask them what happened, right? Because it makes them rehash like the horrible thing that's happened in their life. And so it's funny that you say like that you love it, because I feel the same way.
I just love that there's people that are that like
bold to ask.
I would never never in my
same.
life would I just a random person just be like, oh my gosh, what happened to you? What? Car accident? And there's like full investment. They're concerned. They want to know, like, oh my gosh. Like, and you're just like, this is crazy. That you
that you have no fucks to give as far as my well-being. But you know what?
Well, okay. They're just, they obviously have, like, I have a barrier between me and other people that I'm like, I'm worried about what they're going to think or how I'm going to affect them or something. Like, I would just be,
Yeah.
But how good? I mean, you're a pussy if you can't rehash the story. Like, I'm sorry, but like it happened.
Like it happened.
No
You
matter
can't
how
change
bad
it.
it was,
Yeah,
like
it is
go
what it
to.
is. Some people don't have manners, but you know what?
It's
You
not
can
even
even make it
It's
up.
not even manners. If you're hanging out with someone for long enough and their fucking body, the bottom half of their body doesn't work, and they have to be in a chair with wheels to exist and survive, you're like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a major thing.
I guess it's more so the strangers that come up and ask.
Yeah.
But even then, you can come up with the most fucking crazy story ever, and they
Yeah.
would never fucking know if it's true or not. You know, you could make it seem like, I mean, granted, like we have pretty crazy stories in general, but you could make it even crazier. It could be like, I don't know, it could be whatever you want it to be.
Just
Okay, that's a good question. What if you could make it to be something else? What would you make it be?
I would make it into like an animal attack or something
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
where I prevailed or saved someone, saved a family
Yeah.
from a beast.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be a grizzly bear or some shit.
Yeah. I don't have like the balls to just make up a story on the spot.
Same. Yeah, same.
And
It would be like a practice thing.
yeah, well, I would just like I'm also just when I first get like my initial thought is, is this going to be like is this going to be a crazy person that like starts to do like I've had people like pray over me in parking lots, and it's which isn't a crazy thing to do, but it's just kind of a wild thing to do when someone jumps out of the car
Yeah,
with no
yeah,
context
definitely.
and just like puts their hands on your head, and it's like Jesus is going to heal you, and then looks at you expectantly like, is it? No, oh, you're going to walk? Oh no, man, not this time. Damn it, Jesus, I thought I thought this was my moment to do a miracle, and you're like, damn, this guy's literally going through life and just he knows one day.
Yeah, one day it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I don't think I've had that happen to me.
You've never had anyone pray for you to walk and then expectantly like
Not a random person.
no, I've had a couple. That's weird.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. You must be giving off some kind of vibe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Oh man. Well, good for those people. They have that confidence, And maybe one day it'll work. But
That's why I'm super excited to start that Thousand Eyes podcast, because I really like talking to like really peculiar, strange people, like homeless people, and
yeah,
just people that that's why I don't mind when people approach me. Like sometimes it catches me off guard, but I'm just always fascinated by like how differently people see the world,
yeah,
and how everyone I've ever talked to for long enough believes something that they could never convince me is true. Like every single person I've ever talked to, if I've got to know them well enough, believes something that I know in my own heart, I'm like, that's false. Like, that's not true. Your reality is wrong in like at least one way or another.
yeah, yeah.
So it's really interesting.
What's the craziest thing you've heard?
Oh, I mean that, that there's lots of people that believe that we're just entirely inside a simulation or a video game, or that the world is rendering in real time, and like they believe that they're the only living person in the world, and that they live in it just renders only where they are all the time.
That's wild.
I mean, a huge amount of people believe that like lizard people control the world, and so I mean,
yeah.
Who am I to say?
Yeah.
I've been wrong about everything I've ever believed, so I'm just like I don't discount anyone now. I'm like, I've literally been wrong about like I've changed what I think, how I see the world. I've done full 180 multiple times, and now I'm very open to everyone's perspective.
Yeah.
But as that happens, I also get more like rigid in what I believe. Like the small truths I do know. I know that there's a God who loves you. Like I know that. Like it's been proven to me beyond any shadow of doubt. I don't really know what it means. I just know that you can interact with him, that it's a fatherly presence that loves you. And you can that it's but I don't know much more than that. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know
But
if you have to know more. I mean, it's on us and our responsibility to know more than that, but I think it's a good starting point to have that baseline, because then you can grow that relationship.
I'm scared to know more about anything. Every
Yeah.
time I know more about stuff, it gets more fucking confusing and more convoluted. Like, surface level is
Yeah.
actually really nice. Like, you dive deep into things, and there's just so many different opinions about how things work, and and of course with religion that gets
Yeah.
exponential.
Yeah.
Where and everyone's so dogmatic, and
Yeah.
they can't. And the worst part is they're so dogmatic, and every single person believes something different.
Yeah.
No matter what church you're in, whatever group you're in, every single person in the group believes a fully different thing than everyone else.
Yeah, it's true.
So
But everybody to each their own.
I know, I think your heart always knows what's right.
Yeah.
Like, you can just, if you follow your heart, you end up, there's certain truths out there, and whenever you're not on that, like when you're not
Yeah.
living that truth, it's messed up.
Yeah. And then life will redirect you onto that truth.
How long did it take you to kind of, you know, come, like, when did you come to terms with the fact you were, like, was it a period of, like, just kind of delusional optimism that it was going to go away quicker than it was? Was there?
Yeah, I still think I have delusional optimism.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I've ever. I don't know if I can say I've fully accepted that I'm paralyzed. You know,
Yeah,
um, because and maybe that's like, I don't know. People think that, in order to get through to the other side, you have to accept it, but is that really true? I don't think so, because if you were to accept it, I don't know. I think it's more of a trusting factor that, like, I feel as though I would have known already way in the beginning. If I wasn't meant to walk again, I would have known that.
yeah. I can't imagine not walking again. Like, it's incomprehensible to me that it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I don't know how it's
exactly.
gonna happen, and I'm super paralyzed, so I just feel like my job is to maintain my legs and maintain my muscles and just make them incrementally better.
Yeah, so
And
when preparation meets opportunity, that you'll be able to fully capitalize on that opportunity.
exactly, and like my brain, it's even if I wanted to accept it, it wouldn't work. My brain
Yeah.
just thinks I'm gonna walk again.
Yeah.
When I dream, I always, like, anytime I'm
Yeah.
having dreams,
Always.
I always realize that I can walk. I'm in the dream and I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I paralyzed? I can walk. And I just
Really? You have
yeah.
dreams like that?
Every
I
dream
never
is
have a
like that.
dream where I'm paralyzed. I'm always walking.
Oh, really?
Never, yeah, it's never been. And I mean, I have dreams where, like, all of a sudden I realize, like, I don't have drop foot in my right foot anymore, and I'm fucking running around and, like, telling all my friends, I'm like, look, like, I can move my foot, and, like, I'm running and doing all of this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's never that I'm, like, sitting in my wheelchair ever.
Yeah. I mean, I have lots of dreams where I'm paralyzed, but I always end up being paralyzed for some of it and not paralyzed for some of it.
Yeah, yeah, that's cool.
The realizing I can walk things, like, so weird, because I wake up and I'm like,
I've done
can
that
I walk?
before. Yeah, I've done
I'm
that
like,
before.
it seems so real a second ago.
Yeah, I've done that before too, where I, like, wake up and I, like, sometimes, like, it's in the middle of the night and, like, I turn the light on and I, like, check my foot to see if it's moving. I've done that a handful of times. So yeah, I totally get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that we, like, need to tell people to accept it. I think unless you're in doomsday all the time and you're, maybe then it'll help you get through it, but I don't know if you necessarily, like, really have to accept it, because who knows what'll happen in, the years coming with technology, and what, hopefully some smart person's brain will be able to create for those that need it.
Yeah, I mean, my life's been like a perpetual, ongoing, like, fucking train wreck forever. So, like, I have to constantly accept, like, not accept reality to even get the work done, because there's just so much going off the rails, like, especially with being paralyzed. Like, it's so much to keep up with and maintain, and, like,
All the time. It's like never just, like, chill.
It's never fucking chill.
Ever.
Ever.
Like, you can't.
Watching a movie is not even fucking chill for me. It hurts and I have to move around and I
Oh,
should be stretching and I should be
yeah.
standing. Like,
Yeah.
all
I
my
get it.
free time, that like if I'm not maintaining my legs and body somehow, I feel like, a little bit guilty. I don't even have free time. Everything I do.
Because everything takes so much longer. That's what I'm saying. Like, the simplicity of just having things not take as long.
That's the worst part about being paralyzed, hands down.
Yeah.
There's so many horrible things. The pain, like I have tons of bowel and bladder problems, like the limitations on what you can do, sex. There's so many bad things, but without a doubt, the most consistently frustrating thing is how fucking long it takes to do everything. It's
Yeah.
so annoying. I have to wake up if I'm like, oh, I want to like have a little morning routine and eat something.
It's
I have to
like,
wake up like 3 hours before I need to be to the place that I want to go.
oh my god, that I can't relate anymore. That is, yeah, that it's exactly how it is. Like, and sometimes I still think that I can get ready in 15 minutes because that's how I used to be. I could just get ready in 15 minutes, but no, it's like I need at least an hour now.
At least an hour. For me, like I have to wake up it takes me 20 minutes to get out of bed sometimes because I'm having crazy spasms. I'm in horrible pain. Literally takes me like 20 minutes to get myself woken up enough to like, all right, let's like fight my spasms and get out of the chair. And then like my legs are spasming like crazy and I immediately, I have to stand or something to like wake my legs up. And it's just oh my gosh, I don't even want to go into all of it because it would take 15 minutes to fucking describe it. All the things I have to do in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully I don't get spasms or anything, so I can't relate on that level. But just, I mean, being like holding things, like being able to do multiple things in the kitchen at once, or you come up with these systems, bringing groceries in, so then you go out, you have to go get the fucking laundry cart or like laundry basket so that you could put all of the fucking groceries in there and then you gotta put it on your lap, like from the ground onto your lap, and then you gotta fucking like try and wheel into the house, and then that's how you like it's just like coming up with all of these systems that people don't have to.
And people do not get it. People don't get it. They're just like,
no, they don't.
Oh, look, you're at work at 8 a.m. every morning. I'm like, yeah, I fucking woke up at 4 a.m. and I was here till 10 o'clock last night. Like, do you understand how fucking shit that was? Do you not comprehend that it took me like 30 minutes to get from my van into my house, and I forgot my binder, so I had to go back to my van. Like, it takes fucking hours to do everything. Literally,
I know.
It takes me at least 3 hours to fully get ready and do everything I need to do in the morning. Because it takes me forever to shit. Like, literally like an hour or an hour and a half.
Oh, man. Rough. It's, things that we take for granted. You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
So.
The whole the time thing has without a doubt been like the hardest part for me because I enjoy I enjoy like doing like rushing from thing to thing, and you just can't do it.
Yeah, and it almost seems like that's like also a lesson learned that maybe you're not supposed to.
Yeah, slow down.
Yeah, slow down.
I have not learned that lesson.
I still, yeah.
Patience isn't my strongest asset. I just want everything now. Patience is like the hardest thing that I've learned from being paralyzed, is trying to just learn patience and just take incremental tiny wins every day, but because they're so small.
Yeah, they are small, but I mean, and maybe in our eyes they're small, but in actuality they're probably pretty big.
I mean, the little wins are the biggest thing. Like, stacking up little wins is the only thing. Like, it's the only way to progress in anything. That was my
100%.
biggest problem, is I just was like a binge and purge person. I would just go all in, try as fast as I can to get results, get burnt out, especially when I hit the plateau. I get a bunch of results and then I hit some plateau, and I get bored because I'm not appreciating the little steps in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's how it's been in recovery for me. It was, therapists would always ask, like, what's your goal? Like, what are your goals? And I'm like, well, my goal is to walk again, And they're like, but what about the, like, small goals and from, like, now to there? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea what those goals are. And, they can be from like tall nail walking or, being able to like get up from a seated position, all of these things. And I just remember telling them, you have to enlighten me because I have no idea what those small goals are because my sight is on the one that I'm really wanting without realizing there's stepping stones to essentially get there.
Yeah.
And sometimes those stepping stones are are it's part of the journey. And
Yeah, well, you obviously fucking got the message because you can walk again. That's amazing. I mean, that's fucking the coolest thing that could possibly happen. It's wild as fuck.
It's so
You're a
crazy.
huge inspiration because,
thank you.
there's so few people. You put in so much work.
Thanks.
Like, all I knew of you for the, first year or two that I lived in Florida was just every single time I went to core. No matter which day I went, you were there just grinding and working. And I'm sure you do a bunch of stuff outside of core as well. So
yeah, I mean, I'm one of those people that if I want it, I'm going all in for it. And thankfully, God's provided along the way for me to be able to have that opportunity because otherwise, I don't know if I wasn't granted the opportunities that I've had, if I would have the outcome that I've received. So, very fortunate, very blessed, and can't say that, I can't say that I did it all by myself because I didn't. A big part of it was all the people in my life, and I have God to thank for that, and ultimately all glory to Him.
Yep.
And
He's a man.
Everything. Yeah, He is.
Well, I am viciously uncomfortable from sitting.
I think that was a good ending point.
That was a good ending point.
Yeah.
God rocks.
Yeah.
You rock. You absolutely killed it. I'm so glad that you
Thanks
lived.
for the interview. Yours is next week.
Yeah, yeah. I'm so glad you lived through it and that you came out better and stronger and like constantly, seeking to improve and seeking to look at the good in things because it always, that's how every story comes to like a fucking cool ass end. So
yeah, thank you.
There's good things in the near future.
Thanks.
Signing out. Hell yeah. Episode 2.
Episode 2.
See you next time.
See you next time.
All right. Sweet.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. That was awesome. We forgot to pray ourselves in.
Yeah, I know. But I feel like Ben Greenfield did it.
Oh, yeah.
We did it.